So we're going to learn a card trick. It's really kind of a cool piece that I've reacquainted myself with over the last week. I put some thought into this trick, and this is a trick I put thought into in it's probably 1994. And I brought this to the meeting, and as was pretty traditional for the Monday nights, I'd always try to bring something unique to the session to share with the fellas, a novel idea. And tonight I said, hey, what about repeating the penetration of thought? And as mentioned earlier, this would have been after I'd read the Think Ace manuscript. And I think in the Think Ace manuscript, either one of the aces was face up or one of four was a different color. So we will use the different colored backs, but I want to focus mainly on the faces to begin with. And ideally, you'd be here to just pick an ace. Here's how it starts. You say, pick a color. We can use red or black, and the color they choose is the color you use. And then you have them pick a card. And just for this demonstration, I'm going to pick the ace of spades. I think it'll be easy to follow, but remember, in real life, they get to pick the card they want. You might remember where it is. In this position, it's third from the top of the, in this case, face down packet. And then just for contrast, I'm going to use a card that you didn't pick, like the ace of clubs. So, and we'll leave it same position over here in the blue packet, third from the top, face down. I'm not sure the best presentation here. I think hand mucking is a good one, where you talk about being able to cheat cards and secretly move them from place to place. Say, for example, if I wanted the card that you picked in my hand, then I might give you the card that I had and put it in your hand. So you would now have my ace of clubs, and I would have your ace of spades. This is the penetration of thought, where a chosen ace transposes from one place to another. And maybe you didn't know what was going to happen. You might not have been ready for that. So I'm going to repeat the illusion one more time for the slower students. And this time we'll do it just with 2 fingers. And that's what hand mucking looks like when you've done it for the better part of 30 years. And that's one blue card in the red side, one red card in the blue side. That's your ace of spades. That's my ace of clubs. And that is the clean sweep penetration of thought. Simple trick. Lots of room to have a varied presentation. Doesn't have to be gambling, hand mucking. And if you can hold a break and do the Elmsley count, if you can't do the Elmsley count, what are you doing here? Why are you in this? Are you even? Let's get a little bit of credits on this. We printed this in 95 in Magic Magazine. You're going to find this. I had to go over here to the Conjuring archive to look it up. The clean sweep penetration of thought. The boys of Bennigan's. This is the only place I get a credit. Jason Alford, he was the young man in the picture with David Blaine earlier. And you can find this archive in Ask Alexander if you're like a Genie, subscriber. You can go through there and read the Genie articles, and you might even want to take a look at the 2023 issue where John republished this idea in his Exhumations column. So John would revive ideas that he thought had merit. Very happy to see that this had some light shined on it. And if you are a subscriber to Genie, you can go back through that rabbit hole and get the printed version of this. Look, it's real simple. Here's all you got to do. Produce your aces in an entertaining fashion. Assume we've done this. And then you want the aces separated, reds and blacks. They don't have to be in a particular order, but have them one above the other and in the same order. So blacks over reds, blacks over reds. It could be this, but paired up. The packets start together and you gesture in this fashion. And as you close the fan, get a little finger break above the bottom 2 cards. So maybe this, maybe as you close the fan, you in-jog a card. And then you can kind of square up and get a little break here. I just grab it on the fly. As it closes, I grab the break. And then it's a casual cut one simple cut. As you say, the backs are different color, but it's the faces that matter. Then you spread the top 4 off, and what this will do is give you this situation. So you have 2 red and 2 blue in each hand, but apparently, it's 4 different aces. So do that switch one more time, and then I'll walk you through the Elmsley Count mechanics, and really all you're going to do is 2 Elmsley Counts after that. So again, our colors are the same. We gesture, we get our break, cut the 2 cards to the top, flip the packet over, and then spread the top 4 off and focus on these. Now, as mentioned, they can name any card. So this, I'll show you what it looks like if they'd said Ace of Hearts. So I said, hey, spectator, pick a color. Yeah, I think so too. It's a heck of a swapperoo, isn't it? So say, pick a color. Which one are we going to use? The one you choose is the one red? Sure. What would you like, hearts or diamonds? And whichever one they name after they pick the color, put it 3rd from the top, which is the Elmsley Count position. Square the packet, turn it face down, and then you go to your packet and you say, okay, you chose the Ace of Hearts. I'm going to use the one that's opposite. In this case, so it's the same color, but opposite suit. And you put that in the Elmsley Count position. Do your presentation, and then Elmsley Count out jog the 3rd card, strip it out, and set it to the table. That's the one they named. In the right position. Pick this one up, and I like to show this one as I count it. So I count these, and I'll leave these a little askew maybe, showing them a little more blue. So I say, there's my Ace of Diamonds, and that's your Ace of Hearts. And now look, we're all set for a repeat. If we put this card back with this packet, you can Elmsley Count here to show 4 cards. I put this one to the bottom so it's in the right spot. You put this card back with the blue cards, Elmsley Count. Everything's copacetic, put it to the bottom. 2 fingers, bang. And now it's like a hands-off version of the 2-card transposition. And that, for your viewing edification, is the clean sweep penetration of thought. In the words of John Rockerbomber, that trick's 30 years old. Buried in print.